Okay, so let's talk about as to why The Secret fails miserably in real life. It is very motivating, and it is edited very well with dramatic music, with great stock footage. And I've been wanting to make this video in a long time. I did make it before, but I don't think it was applicable to most people. It was only applicable to a certain amount of people. So I'm making this video again to really tell people as to why The Secret fails on many levels. And this is just not me saying this. You, as a viewer, has also experienced that just by sitting at one spot, thinking that you're going to keep getting checks, you're not going to get checks like that, okay? There were so many instances where somebody just cut a picture of the house and kept it with them, kept looking at it. When they realize, oh, they have the house. Good editing, good music, good directing. Okay, it's not a secret. Then there was this one scammer who was actually caught now by the authorities, who was in the movie. I forgot his name. He's like a chubby fat guy who imagined that he was getting checks in the mail, and next thing you know, he's getting checks in the mail. So they don't really give you anything in the movie. They just give you stories after the fact. Okay? There's this one study that was done, and in the study it said that in order to be professional in what you do, in order to do what you love, in order to make it into a certain type of industry or in a certain type of field, you must give 10,000 hours. And after 10,000 hours, you will achieve what you're going to achieve. Now, if these people are imagining things and it's happening to them, where does the logic comes in of putting the hard work in and putting your 10,000 hours in? But let's even forget that. Since we're talking about mysticism, spirituality, and dealing with the universal energies to get you what you want, and the vibrational aspect of this, why is it that you, as a viewer, did not achieve what you wanted to achieve? And I'll tell you why. If your timing and the movement of the planets in your astrological chart are not giving you permission to get liquid wealth, you will not get it. If the planets are not permitting you to get a good relationship, whether it's your spouse, mother, family, siblings, co-workers, bosses, if you want to develop and bring harmony into these relationships, you just can't think and it's going to happen. First and foremost, you must take action to whatever you want to achieve. Okay, so if, let's say, you want to become a famous author, you can't become an author by imagining you're an author. And one day automatically, you have written something and it's being published and you realize, oh my God, I'm an author now. No, it doesn't happen that way. You have to put in lots and lots of long hours and lots of long nights into writing. And I'm telling you, I'm saying this in experience as an author, that you have to put in the work first. But also, you must check your sidereal astrological chart. Because in astrology, especially sidereal Eastern astrology, each planet is ruling a certain portion of your life, a certain time period of your life, I should say. So from birth, if, let's say, you were born into a cycle where Mars was operating for the first 7 years of your life, and depending upon how Mars is settled into your horoscope, you're going to run into those things. So let's say if a baby, dies in the first 6 months of its birth, you might, and it's not like you might, you are going to find that if he was running through a planetary period, for example Mars, and Mars was in a bad position, in a death-inflicting house, being aspected by a certain planet to a certain degree, or being conjoined with a certain malefic planet, then those were the circumstances that took away the baby's life. Then after 7 years of Mars comes 18 years of North South period, Rahu. So if certain planets are not beautifully situated in your life, and you're going through the planetary period of that particular planet, and then you watch The Secret, and then you start imagining things, you start doing your affirmations, and nothing happens, and you get pissed at yourself and life and whoever made The Secret. And I'm telling you, the reason why it did not work is because the condition of your planetary period wasn't there. First of all, your planetary period was not in a good position, in the good house, in the right house at the right time. It wasn't transiting through the right house in its early cycle. So the people who achieved, whatever they achieved, out of 6 billion people who watched The Secret, let's say, and only 2 million achieved what they achieved through the concept of secret, it's not because they were imagining and God was just, and the universe was just giving it to them. It's because the planetary period for those 2 million people was at the perfect position. So they must be going through, let's say, their Saturn period. And Saturn is excelled in their life, in their chart. It's in Libra, or it's in Aquarius, in the 11th house of gains. And at that time they watch The Secret, and they start imagining things. Like, oh, I'm getting a big house, and my business is flourishing, I'm getting customers. You know what's going to happen? They're going to get all of that. But if, let's say, if somebody who has Mars in Cancer in the 4th house of their birth horoscope, and then they're going through their Mars time period, whether it's in midlife or later in life or early in life, and they're watching The Secret, and then they're imagining, you know, okay, I'm getting this car, I'm getting this house, I'm marrying this girl, and nothing like that happens. And worse than that, they lose their job after watching The Secret. What is happening, again, I'm going to say this redundantly, is that they weren't running the time period of a good planet. So it all comes down to planet. Can you overcome that? Yes, you can overcome that, but not fully, only to a certain extent. Because planets are going to do what they're going to do. Whatever is destined to happen in your life is going to happen in your life. So if you were to get into an accident, you are going to get an accident at that particular time and at that particular moment. But if you take certain precautions, instead of a car accident, maybe you might just cut yourself with a knife. Or instead of a huge car wreck, maybe you'll just, bump somebody from the back. And it won't be a big deal, but, it will be a light accident. But you protected yourself from those things. So if, let's say, in your horoscope you're running through a time period where like the IRS is coming after you, or the government is coming after you, by taking certain precautions, they might still come after you, but it won't be as bad as what it was originally destined to be. So let's say you owe the IRS $100,000. If you take certain remedies, certain precautions, that $100,000 could turn into $10,000, $5,000, or $1,000. But still, it will come. But it'll come at a much lesser intensity. So I would just want to make this video to tell you that if you watch The Secret and then you start imagining things and nothing is happening, it's because of the fact you're not running through the right time period of a planet. And you're going to have to look at your chart, you can look at your time period through an astrologer and see when your right time will come, so you can imagine and get what you want. But you have to see an astrologer. I don't do that. I'm not an astrologer. I don't consult people. Yet I've written a book on it. It's called Astrology at the Speed of Light, and it's at the link below. And this actually teaches you astrology. Because there's also, I've made a video that there's a dogma behind viewing people's charts. It can damage your luck and the client that you're looking at if you're not spiritually inclined. This is why I stopped doing consultation on astrology, even though I was very accurate on mostly all of them. But I created the book, and below is the website where you're going to find more than just astrology. You're going to find all the conspiracy of the world, all the secrets of the world, all the metaphysical issues and subjects that are out there. So check it out, and hopefully I've made certain things clear regarding the secret. Thank you.